There's a small window on the street corner, and inside, someone is making something. Once, at a similar looking shop, I bought a crepe that turned out to be far too sweet, which left me a bit wary. But today, I decided to buy something from a similar looking shop, though it was, of course, a different one from last time. The shop had a sign saying taiyaki. It was a fish-shaped pastry, and inside, a man was baking them alone. Although it looked like bread, it seemed different from the dough we used in the factory. It looked more like a watery liquid poured onto a mold and baked for a few minutes. The shop offered several filling choices: azuki, custard, and chocolate. The chocolate in the future is very delicious, so I considered getting it. However, I remembered that the chocolate I'd had here before was very strong and overly sweet. Not quite what I'd expected. So I debated between the other two options and asked the shopkeeper which one is the most common. The man replied, "Azuki is typical," so I decided to go with that. Holding the freshly made, warm fish-shaped pastry in my hand, I headed to the park. When I took a bite, it was indeed very sweet, as one might expect from the food here. The azuki inside was especially sweet, with a thick texture that seemed to coat my mouth. Since the filling was so sweet, the outer pastry didn't taste overly sweet, but even though it wasn't very big, I soon felt like I'd had enough. It seems wise to be cautious when buying sweet things here. As I ate, birds started gathering around me. Birds are another creature I hadn't seen until I came to the surface, and there were so many of them. In fact, I've never really seen animals back underground. These birds are small and have an interesting shape. They're quite different from humans, with no hands, and they fly freely through the air. It feels so strange to see so many creatures living independently without human intervention. They come in various colors and are always chirping in different voices. They're noisy in the morning and in the evening too. Their eyes also look different from humans. They have a somewhat vacant look made by glass bees, making it hard to tell where they are looking. Their mouths are pointed and seem to be hard, and I don't quite understand how they eat their food. In the park, some people were watching the birds, while others paid them no mind at all. Some people seemed to enjoy observing them, while for others, they were just a normal part of everyday life. I wonder, these animals live outside, but aren't they cold? It's been very cold lately, and I don't quite understand why the surface gets so cold or hot. But it's certainly challenging. Thinking about it, The stable life underground seems so fortunate. Despite the limited resources, the government managed to create a livable environment for us, which is truly remarkable.